Hey, what's up everyone? This is Peter, host of Cobra Kai Kompanion. Welcome to the third interview that we are slowly putting up on our YouTube channel. This one is with Gianni DeCenzo, who plays Demetri from both seasons 1 and 2 of Cobra Kai, obviously. This is before we started Cobra Kai Kompanion, the podcast. So we're going to introduce the show with a previous podcast that we started the coverage of Cobra Kai on. But I'm slowly putting the interviews up on our channel in an attempt to expose some of our subscribers to some of our interviews on our podcast. And here's Gianni's interview.
Oh, hello. I didn't see you listening there. This is Gianni DeCenzo as Demetri on Cobra Kai, and you're listening to TV Ate My Brain. Oh boy.
Welcome to another episode of TV Ate My Brain, the official TV podcast of Core 10 Parts, and I am your host, Peter. Not joining with me is Tom, who was unable to make it due to scheduling conflicts, but today we have another bonus episode, another interview, so if you missed it, go back, check out Joe Suh, who played Kyler. We also interviewed Hannah Keppel, who played Moon. And now today we have Gianni DeCenzo, who plays Demetri, which you probably heard at the opening of the show. Gianni talks a little bit about himself growing up and how he got into acting, and also gives some insights on behind-the-scenes tidbits, and also a little bit about his character Demetri. And this is our conversation. Hello, Gianni.
Yeah, hey.
Hey, buddy, it's Peter.
Hello, Peter. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing this evening?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good.
Good. I guess we'll just go ahead and get right into it. But first off, I want to start off by, thanking you for allowing me to speak with you.
Oh, no, thank you for having me on your show. That really means a lot to me.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Let's learn a little bit about yourself first off. I understand you're one of the younger cast members of Cobra Kai, but where is Gianni originally from?
I'm originally from Lancaster, and then I moved up to Santa Clarita, which is a lot closer to LA, which is a big help.
So you've been mostly like a West Coast kid?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Oh, okay. I saw on your site that you're also into modeling. So how old were you when you started getting into like modeling and decided that you wanted to get into acting?
Well, I've never really done, modeling per se. I started acting though when I was around 8 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Well, how did you get into Cobra Kai?
So they had sent me the script a couple days before the actual audition, and then I went in, and literally like 2 days later, they had called me and said, "Hey, you're going to Georgia," which I've never done before. So it was really kind of an amazing experience. It was pretty fast. I had gotten the call that my agent and my manager had gotten me an audition for Cobra Kai.
And you read for Demetri.
Yeah.
Was there anything specific about the character they were looking for while auditioning?
They had first set out for a specific type of person, but as it got closer and closer to filming, they had to kind of open it up wide range, and that's kind of when I came in. But it was always kind of like they were looking for kind of a optimistically cynical kind of person, and I just happened to fit the bill.
You kind of do. I think Demetri is definitely one of the funniest kids, if not the funniest, actually. He's got a lot of great lines.
Oh, thank you.
So during your audition, what scene did you prepare?
It was the cafeteria scene.
Was it when you first meet Miguel?
Yeah, the very first scene Demetri's ever in.
Speaking of that particular scene and you're 16, correct?
Yeah.
Were you still 16 when you were filming?
Yeah, I had turned 16, when was it? A little while before, so yeah. Yeah, I was always 16, yeah.
What did your parents think about the material, the content, in terms like language and stuff like that?
Well, my parents are a bit more relaxed about that. They're cool with it. It's nothing too crazy. I've done a couple of interesting things before that.
Okay. All right. Yeah. The reason I ask is just because, like, I think the very first time Miguel sits at the table, you're talking about like, oh yeah, those girls, we hang out after
Oh
school
yeah.
and hand jobs, and so I'm just like, wow,
Oh
okay,
yeah.
6 years old,
It
all right.
it gets crazy right off the bat.
It kind of does. So,
Yeah.
yeah, again, a lot of great scenes with him. Which of the cast members have you become really close with while filming? Recently I interviewed Hannah, which I have to kind of bring up because she brought it up as well. She's saying that you beat her in I Spy only because she didn't have her glasses on. Is that true?
She says that, but I think she doesn't want to admit that I have the ultimate eye in I Spy.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that Hannah and I have definitely become good friends. In that bleacher scene when she's saying like, "Oh, how hot Hawk is," we played I Spy, and we actually put snacks in her purse because it was a lot of just sitting around waiting to do the scene. So we chilled, had some snacks, played some I Spy. It was great.
So filming the tournament scene, that took, from what I understand, it took a couple different days because of snow.
Yeah, it was crazy. I had thought like that it snowed occasionally, but apparently it hadn't snowed in 4 years, and it was real bad. And I'm from California, so I have no idea how to function in the snow.
Yeah, I'm not too far north of you. I'm in Portland, so I was kind of taken aback when Hannah mentioned that it snowed. I go, in Georgia? So I didn't know it was a thing.
It was really crazy.
I am curious, because you said you kind of fit the bill for the character of Demetri. I am curious, what kind of backstory did you develop for his character? Because one of his, I think, what was it, the superhero powers that he thought was the best is invisibility. So basically, we learn that Demetri, he just kind of avoids confrontation, doesn't he?
Yeah, I had always thought that his parents kind of just encouraged being average. Like there's really no need to go out and try to be the cool guy. And I feel like Demetri is kind of that guy where he's like, if you stay low, generally nothing bad will happen to you.
Yeah. And how long do you think he's been sitting at the table with Eli?
Oh, geez. I'd have to say like his entire school life, honestly. It's been rough for my boy, but yeah, we'll get there.
Do you still speak with Jacob, who plays Eli / Hawk?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're Instagram friends. I have him on Snapchat and we talk occasionally.
Oh, that's
They're
awesome.
Really cool people.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about the Halloween party, the Halloween dance scene, and what it was like filming that? Because that's a pretty, well, what Xolo is wearing, Xolo who plays Miguel, is the iconic Johnny Lawrence Halloween costume. Can you talk about that scene and also like your guys' what you were wearing, like the necromancer costume?
Yeah, I'm a necromancer. Honestly, I hadn't heard of a necromancer until I had gotten the script, but it was really cool to see Xolo dressed up in the iconic skeleton costume. It was really interesting.
Yeah. What was it like during let's see, because I think you're more in the foreground, but the cafeteria scene where Joe and the other bullies kind of fight with Xolo, where he gets to display his martial arts?
It was really cool because I got to see kind of behind the scenes of all of the stunt fighting. I was mostly, like you said, in the foreground, but it was really kind of amazing to see how they played it out, and it went pretty smoothly, I would say. At least I felt it went smoothly.
Were there stunt doubles involved in the fight?
Yeah, we had a couple of stunt doubles. Not throughout the whole thing. Like it was mainly Xolo and Joe really like doing it themselves.
Okay. And so after that scene, obviously kind of all the videos catch fire, it becomes viral. And Demetri ends up at Cobra Kai as well. Can you talk about the scene between you and Billy Zabka where where Demetri kind of gets his butt kicked a little bit?
Oh yeah, it was definitely something. William Zabka is such an amazing and giving actor, and in the scene where I'm like trying to punch him in the face, William Zabka had actually said, like, I want you to actually try to hit me. I'm like, are you sure? And of course, when I actually tried to hit him, he got me. There was like at one point where it was genuinely terrifying.
And was that really you that he flips over, or was that a stunt double?
I'm like, it's kind of both. Like, my back wouldn't be able to take that, so yeah, we had a stunt double for that. But right up until the flip, like, I'm there, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's some really good editing there because I kind of bought it. I thought it was you.
Yeah, it was really impressive.
Yeah, it
My
really
mom had
was.
actually walked up to the stunt double thinking that it was me, and she got kind of a wild surprise. That must have been a little terrifying.
The pig fetus scene, that's something that I've never heard of. When I was in high school, we dissected frogs. Did they really use pig fetuses, or was that some type of prop?
No, they were like actual pig fetuses. They had like bought them, and I was actually digging around in there. It was cool. I had like done dissections before. I did like a squid and then a rat, and I'm pretty sure pig, but yeah, it was definitely something. The smell was kind of intense.
I bet. Probably smelled like mothballs or something disgusting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was very chemically.
There's a moment when Mary's character, Sam, she comes to class with a blow pop on her back. And Sholo, or Miguel, and Demetri, they take her in as part of the group. Was it scripted that when she walks by you, there's that little shoulder brush, and Demetri, he just sniffs his shirt? Like, I feel it's something that if you're not looking for it, you completely miss it.
Oh. Yeah, we definitely had scripted that, and we kind of rehearsed it too. And it was interesting because I had actually done a thing in the past with Mary Mauser as Sammy, and I played her brother. So it was kind of an odd transition to go from her brother to sniffing her.
Oh, interesting. Well, was this
that was a pilot called Saint Francis.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's that is interesting. That kind of reminds me of, was it Ansel? Forgetting his last name, but they were also in Defiant with Shailene Wood. Oh gosh, I wish I had the names with me, but they were like lovers on A Fault in Our Stars, and then they played brother and sister in Allegiance or Defiant. Yeah. Those movies.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting transition.
I bet. Demetri, he obviously wants to avoid confrontation. Again, we kind of discussed that, but then the beach scene where he's talking to Hawk, and Hawk's like, you just got to go for it, and has this talk. And then Demetri sees, I'm mixing up real names and character names now, but Yasmin. He sees Yasmin from afar. Tell me about that scene and what it was like, Demetri shooting his shot.
It was really interesting. We had to film it out in a sort of a lake, and it was a Georgian night. I believe it was kind of after the snow storm, so it was pretty cold, and it was supposed to be like a hot LA beach night. So that was interesting. But I really enjoyed that scene. I think that was like one of my favorite scenes because it's just a great little insight into how Demetri rolls. Yeah,
he kind of does. He takes he sees Hawk and Moon, kind of hook up there, and he just kind of goes for it, so it's it's a stepping stone.
He did his best.
He really did. And so when we get to the tournament, he's there with Moon. After the tournament, after Miguel wins, he kind of decides, he kind of reconsiders whether or not he's going to join Cobra Kai. Have you heard anything yet about season 2 with Demetri possibly returning?
Honestly, I've heard a couple of things about him joining the dojo or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but I definitely think that if he does join it, he's going to be kind of more observant rather than actually trying to do it. Like, he's going to do as much as he can to not get hit in the face. That's like his ultimate goal.
Right. I think he does have a line like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What was it like? Let me see. I'm trying to think. I don't think you shared a scene with Ralph Macchio, but did you get to interact with him in any capacity at all?
Yeah, I got to sit down at lunch with him occasionally, and he's just a real nice guy. He makes it a really friendly environment. It's a lot of fun.
Now, how knowledgeable were you about Karate Kid before landing Cobra Kai?
I had seen it a couple of times. Like, again, it's before my time,
Right.
but I've seen it. I think I saw a couple of the sequels too.
Did you see the remake with Jaden Smith?
I did not get to see that. No.
No, okay. Yeah, because you're actually like a year younger than my son, and he's seen them, and I don't know how he feels about those movies. But
Yeah.
that is interesting though, because I do wonder, with like Billy and Ralph, if they walk around and wonder if any of the kids on the show have seen Karate Kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
What was your favorite moment on the show? Whether it was a scene, or maybe like a memory.
I think my absolute favorite would honestly have to be the very first scene in the cafeteria where Miguel is trying to get a seat. Just because when we were filming that, I had to do so many outtakes. The directors had like thrown a bunch of different lines at me, and we ended up doing about, like, what is it, 10 or 12 different versions of that one scene, which was crazy.
Oh wow! What was the line that they were trying to get you to kind of do different takes of? Was it just basically giving Miguel a reason as to why he can't sit at the table?
Well, it was kind of more like when I'm looking over to Yasmin and I'm like, oh, I'd give anything. I would kill you to have her spit in my face.
Right.
We did like a couple different takes of that. I can't remember exactly what they were, but they were definitely a bit more raunchy.
Okay. Yeah,
A bit more blue.
That's actually one of my favorite lines too. Actually, I'd kill both of you, for her to spit in my face.
Oh yeah, I definitely think it was the right choice to go with that one. That one's a killer.
That's a good
Literally.
one. Now, when Hawk is trying to buy alcohol with his fake ID, what was it that Demetri and Bert were looking through?
You mean like when he was trying to do that and we were like in the background?
Yeah, I think you guys were both looking at magazines. Or is that his name, Bert?
Yeah.
The little guy?
Yeah. We were just kind of back there and we were like thinking, all right, what do we do? So let's look at some magazines. I think I was looking at like a home decor thing? I honestly can't even remember. It's true. I don't know what it was. I don't know.
The reason I ask is because later on, I think it's in the last episode, episode 10, where, Bert kind of recalls his encounter with Sensei Lawrence the previous night. And, it shows that he was purchasing like a dirty magazine.
Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that maybe your characters are possibly looking at some of that stuff.
I don't know what he was looking at. I was looking at home decor. Yeah. I swear.
Now, there was an interesting question that my co-host asked Hannah that, unfortunately he wasn't here to sit in with us, but a lot of times, actors are asked about their characters. What we don't hear often enough is, what do you think Demetri will be in 10 years from this moment?
Well, I think that he perfectly summed it up in his sort of SAT prep thing, where he's like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna get a good job, I'm gonna get a super hot girl, I'm gonna build up my confidence. I think he's pretty sure he's gonna stick with that plan.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, very well thought out.
Yeah. Now, if you could be a different character on the show, who would it be?
I think it'd be interesting to be, honestly, Yasmin.
Okay.
I think that would make for an interesting scene. Oh boy.
Just because she's kind of her and Kyler are like the only two bad people on the show.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it'd be interesting to see nerdier version of me hit on me. Oh. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Now, what is it like working with Nicole Brown and her interactions with Demetri and Aisha, or her as Aisha, I should say?
Mm. It's really interesting. I mean, Nicole is such a wonderful person. She's so sweet, and the relationship between Demetri and her character, it's kind of like I'm kind of semi the pest to her. Like, I don't know. It's very interesting.
It kind of is like your character. It's just so I don't know. He's just such a comedic relief. Like people don't really know how to react to him. And just kind of sarcastic too, kind of like Chandler from Friends a little bit.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you watched that show. You might be too young.
Oh no, I've watched that show like 10 times over. I love it.
Now, Cobra Kai being like a kind of a sequel or reboot or what have you, are there some older stuff that you are into? You kind of mentioned Karate Kid was before your time. Is there something else before your time that that would be kind of a dream project for you to be a part of?
Ooh, trying to think. Maybe.
Are you into Star Wars?
I do like Star Wars, yeah, but I think maybe Friends, honestly.
Okay.
Because, like I said, I like Friends a lot. I think it would have been really interesting to be a part of.
Yeah. Would you play Chandler, or would you play somebody else, Joey, perhaps?
I mean, yeah, I guess like either Chandler or Joey, or maybe even Ross. I don't know.
Yeah, why not Ross? Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool to kind of bring back, with different people as the cast members. I'd like to see a remake of that.
That would be cool.
Yeah. So what does Gianni do in his spare time?
I actually got this brother sewing machine. And I've been trying to figure out how to make like gloves and superhero masks, because what else am I going to do? It's definitely interesting because finding patterns to make these things is difficult enough, and then to actually like sew gloves, it's a bit of a struggle. I'm going to admit I'm not the best, and I don't claim to be the best.
Do you cosplay a little bit?
I don't cosplay. I just kind of like to make things that I wouldn't normally be able to find. Like I like to make I made this one really creepy teddy bear sort of thing. It's got blood all over it, these big teeth, and I actually donated it to an escape room. My cousins own an escape room, so I gave it to them, and they put it up there.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite superhero?
Deadpool. Honestly, Deadpool.
Deadpool? Would you say you're a Marvel guy?
Oh, I am definitely a Marvel guy. Well, it's interesting. I definitely like Marvel, but I really enjoy The Dark Knight. I would have to say more Marvel, though. Yeah.
Yeah. You like Marvel and Batman?
Oh, yeah. I like Batman. Oh, yeah.
Have you seen the new Deadpool 2?
I have. Oh, it's something.
I have not yet seen it, but I hear it's got like the best end credit.
Oh, yeah. It's really interesting. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, unfortunately, I haven't seen it yet, and I think it's still too fresh, and I don't want to get into too many details in case listeners have not yet checked it out.
I won't spoil it. Don't worry.
All right, but as we get ready to wrap up here, what are some projects that you're kind of working on, or listeners can kind of keep an eye out on that you are able to talk about?
I'm kind of more trying to go to improv and develop these new characters sort of thing. Definitely trying to work on improv for Demetri for season 2. Something I'm also kind of working on is I'm trying to draw these new sort of characters. I eventually want to actually create my own cartoon.
Oh, interesting. Do you have any ideas right now?
Yeah, I got a couple ideas. It's kind of like an anti-hero sort of thing, like Deadpool, actually.
So are you looking into like animation or comic? It's
kind of a little bit of both, actually. I try to make comics as best I can. I'm not the best at it. But yeah, I eventually want to start working on animation. I had gotten software for it, but it's very confusing.
Yeah. And now, since you are a young working actor right now, with your role as Demetri and all these other things that you're starting to do, for what advice can you give to other people that are getting their start as well, just as young as you are?
Honestly, just stay at it. Don't get discouraged. It might take a while. Like I said, I started this out when I was 8 years old, and I'm only just now starting to get on like this on Cobra Kai. So it's definitely you definitely have to just wait it out. Just keep pursuing it.
Be patient.
Yeah. Be patient, basically.
And that concludes my conversation with Gianni. And I want to thank him again for giving me the opportunity to talk to him and pick his brain a little bit. So he dropped a little nugget there, possibly returning for season 2. So we definitely look forward to his character Demetri returning. So that's going to do it for this episode. If you guys want to interact with me, I am on Twitter and Instagram at Podstalgic. We also started a group page on Facebook called www.Cobra Kai TVAMB group. So if you're a fan of the show, a newer listener, if you want to interact with other people like yourself, join the group on Facebook. There's just a handful of us in there now, and we're hoping more people join in so we can talk all things Cobra Kai, share articles and clips and all that good stuff. So thank you guys for checking out this episode, and if you haven't done so, please subscribe to the show. We got 2 more episodes coming out, reviews for episode 9 and also episode 10. And if you haven't done so, go back and check out the other episodes as well. Those are on the feed. You may have to go back a little bit, but we released, at least 2 episodes a week. So check those out. Thank you guys for your time. Talk to you later.